warm up nice and slowly this morning. We'll start with some squats. So pop on over. If you wanted to use some tunes, feel free. You can use your tunes of choice. Feet distance apart. I know you've got lots of Pilates tracks to work with. All right, let's do it, hey? So roll those shoulders down and back. We'll just give those shoulders a nice big roll to start with. Get some blood flowing in and around the arms. And then when you're ready with those feet hip distance apart, we're going to take the time to sink back in to our parallel squat. So as you sink back into your parallel squat, just take your time. Sink as deep as you feel good. Nice and controlled. Both heels pressing to the floor. Bicep curl those arms just to get some movement in the arms. Get some blood flowing. So we're nice and warm when we get down to the mat. Now, mindful of those knees too. Just make sure that toes are pointing forward, knees are pressing in the direction of your toes, belly stays pulling to spine. No tension in the shoulders, so keep the shoulders away from the ears, neck is long. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, stay down on 1 and take a little pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it up. Starting to feel that warmth come into the body now. Turn your toes out. As you find your wide squats, arms swing forward, thumbs up, elbows in, make a fist. Arms forward, elbows in. So again, just allowing yourself to warm up all these joints in the body. Again, check in with the direction of your knees. Make sure those knees are pressing out over those toes. Belly pulls to spine. Again, no shrugging in the shoulders. Neck nice and long. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, elbows in, press the palms away, pull them in, hold the low squat, feet pressing to the floor, 5, starting to feel that heartbeat pick up, last 3, last 2, last 1, elbows in, stand tall, heel and toe, those feet together, plie squats, elbows stay tucked in, fingertips are pointing forward, so when you're ready, lateral raise with the shoulders, plie with those legs. You might feel that nice little stretch through the backs of the ankles and into those calves. Again, bring a little bit of awareness now to that corset that wraps around your waist, so we zip and we lace. We keep the neck long, no shrugging of the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, stay down on 1, elbows in, heels up, halfway up, we pulse. Belly to spine, heels are lifted, take it low, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press it up, heels down, good job guys. Check out those legs. Let's roll down on top of your mat. When you're ready, chin towards your chest. Roll down through the spine, 1 segment at a time. Again, as you take your first roll down, just check in with the back body. Feeling all those little tight spots. We want to warm up nicely. So soften the knees when you get to the bottom and roll back up. So that spine is building blocks. So they have got some really big, thick ligamentous structures that support both the back, the front, the sides of the spine to keep them up nice and tall. And lots of little intricate muscles that run down the length of the spine to both stabilize the spine, soften the knees and roll up, but also to perform these movements like flexion, extension, side bending, rotation. So just allow yourself to move into the spine here with these roll downs with a little bit of love. Soften the knees and roll back up. We'll do it one more time. So again, this time when you get down as far as you can go. Roll on down and let the head bounce well heavy. So now that you've found your fold, you'll feel the stretch a little more now, probably into those hamstrings. So let's take it one at a time, just bending one knee, keeping the feet flat. You'll just feel the stretch up the back of your straight leg. And then you'll gently swap, bending the opposite knee, keeping the other leg nice and straight, folding from the waist. And then we'll soften both knees and roll back up. Nice job. I hope you've all been practicing. I know some of you have. Pilates style. We come down to the floor. So genie those arms, 1 foot to center, cross 1 foot over, sit your bottoms down and slowly come back. Otherwise, just come on down to the floor. So feet and knees hip distance apart. Shoulder blades are flat beneath you. Arms rest beside you. Let's take the pelvic rock, tilt the pelvis forward and back. So remember with the pelvic rock, we're just exaggerating these movements around where the pelvis and the low back meet. As the low back presses towards the floor, this is what we call a posterior tilt of the pelvis. So you want to scoop those abdominals like you're zipping into a tight pair of pants. So when you notice the low back pressing to the floor, you should also then notice the pubic bone is nodding towards the nose. So that's that direction we talk about when we come up into those bridge curls. So just get familiar with what we call this posterior tilt. Pubic bone nodding towards your nose. Scooping through those abdominals. Last couple here. And then we'll keep that scoop of your bellies. Float your legs to tabletop. Making sure there's a blueberry size curve in the low back. We now float the legs, lower 1 foot forward, tap the toes, and then the other. So again, with your leg floats, we're moving from the ball to the hip joint. So the pelvis is stable and anchored to the floor. Your corset is wrapped around your waist. So there should be ever so, or really very little movement around your midsection at all. And the pelvis should be relatively anchored. So you're moving from the hip. So there should be no movement in the body except the leg floating through the air. Last couple both sides. And then you'll rest those feet down to the floor. Bring the elbows to waist, fingertips to sky, robot arms, breathe in and open. Breathe out and close. Breathe in and open. So again, as we open and close, still keep the spine nice and long, resting on the floor. So make any adjustments to the head and neck. And then keep those fingers nice and straight and keep the hand in line with the forearm so the wrist stays nice and straight. And we're just encouraging this external rotation at the shoulder without flaring through the ribs. And then we'll keep the arms open. Now let the arms hover. Breathe in, let the hands meet above your head. Breathe out, bring the elbows back to the waist. Inhale, hands above your head. Exhale, pull them in. So again, as you're pulling the elbows in, think about creating some resistance. So you're activating those muscles around the shoulder blades. So feel like the elbows are pulling against maybe thick, sticky honey. So really creating your own resistance here. Gliding those shoulder blades on the upper back. Open through the chest. Last two. Last one. This time, my friends, we're keeping our elbows tucked to our waist, arms straight by your side, palms face down, chin curls towards your chest, curl the upper body, keep the feet on the floor and pump. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Resting your head back to the floor. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Reach the right leg long. Holding behind now your left knee, left thigh. And then straighten and bend that left knee. Articulating the left knee joint, flossing the nerves that run down the back of that left leg. As well as warming up that hamstring a little more. Let's keep the legs straight to point and flex the ankle. And then hug the left knee back in towards the chest. Swapping sides, right knee to chest. Reach that left leg long. Nourishing squeeze to your right hip and right knee. And then articulate the knee joint, holding behind the right thigh. We straighten and bend. Again, I know some of you are probably hearing all of those little creaks around your kneecaps, just warming up into these joints. Let's keep that leg straight and point and flex your right ankle. Again, feeling the stretch into the back of that calf, and once more flossing the nerves that run from the lower back down the back of your leg. And then we hug this right knee back in towards your chest. And then hug both knees in towards your chest. As you hug both knees in towards your chest, float your legs back to tabletop. From here, hands behind your head. Chest lift with the feet in the air. Inhale, chin towards the chest. Exhale, lift the shoulder blades. Lower back down. Inhale, chin towards the chest. Exhale and lift. 3 more here. Inhale, chin to chest. Exhale, lift. 2 more. Again, feel the rib cage gliding forward as your chest lifts from the floor. We're going to go once more and stay at the top. Once you get to the top, sweep the arms by your side, keep the legs in tabletop and pump. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Pumping from the shoulder joints. You should feel the tips of your shoulder blades still in contact with the floor. Keeping the front of the neck long, bringing the weight of the head forward. Rib cage is gliding forward. In through the nose for 5 pumps. Out through the mouth for 5 pumps. 1 more breath here. Hugging your knees in towards your chest, rest your head back to the floor. Just rocking your back from left to right here, just a gentle massage to that low back. And then when you're ready, you'll release the feet back to the floor and tuck those thumbs under your buttocks. Shoulder blades are flat, chest is open. Float the legs back to tabletop and then straighten your legs into the air. Flexing 1 foot, lower the leg away from the body. Single legs lower, point the toe, return. Flex and lower away, point the toes, return. So the shoulder blades are flat to the floor, your chest is open and those abdominals are bracing. You've got that corset-like waist fired up here, so we don't want to overarch into that low back as the leg leans away from the body. If some of you feel like you've got double legs, flex your feet, lower the legs away, point those toes, return. Feel the abdominals working to support the movement of those legs. Bracing through the abdominals. No overarching in the low back. Once more. And then you'll bend those knees, rest the feet wide to your mat. Take your window wiper, let those knees just casually fall from left to right. So stretching into those hips and into that low back. And then when you're ready, bring those legs back through center, float them through to tabletop. Arms come by your side, palms face the floor. Chin curls towards your chest, lift the shoulder blades from the floor. Option now to extend your legs, the 100 proper. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Tips of the shoulder blades stay connected to the floor, pumping from the shoulder joint. Legs are active, so feel those legs fired up. Thighs are flexed, heels together, toes turn out. We breathe for 2 more breaths. Hug those knees to chest, rest your head back down. Little rock side to side. And then when you're ready, float those legs through to tabletop, arms out into a T shoulder height, find your knee rolls. Inhale, take those legs across your body. Exhale, pull those legs back to center. Inhale over to the other side. Exhale back through center. So again, if the twist is too strong for you this morning, you keep your feet on the floor and just let your knees fall from left to right. Otherwise, it's a nice big stretch to the muscles of that side waist and equally firing up the muscles that pull those legs back through midline. So use the muscles of the waist to rotate the legs from left to right. One more both directions. As you come back through center, rest your feet down, just lift and lower those hips, the back of the pelvis is centered, and then bring the soles of the feet together. Take a moment to open now into those hips, so butterfly position. Hands to your belly, just take 3 deep abdominal breaths, take a moment to reset. As we bring those knees back to center, feet and knees hip distance apart, arms stay on the floor beside you. Bridge curl, tilt your pelvis, squeeze your glutes, peel your spine from the floor 1 segment at a time, and then slowly stamp the spine back down to the floor. So really use your bridge curl here as an exercise to articulate your spine. Don't just squeeze your buttocks and lift your hips. Focus on that spine now, pressing one segment at a time back down to the floor. And then you tilt that pelvis, squeeze your glutes and peel the spine back up. Make sure we're not flaring the ribs. Keep the front of the rib cage gliding towards the front of those hips. So remember, this is that rib to hip connection we talk about. Keep this connection of ribs to hips when you get to the top, and then slowly articulate and press it back down. Tilt, scoop, squeeze and lift, and slowly lower back down. And go once more, giving that spine some love. And then slowly lowering back down. Good job. Bring your knees into your chest. Bring your head up to your knees. Feel your sacrum anchor back to the floor. So some of us tend to lift the bottom from the floor here. Anchor the sacrum and lift the chest a little more. Front of the neck is long. When you're ready, let's go. Single knee stretch. Reaching one leg forward and then you swap. Outside hand to the ankle, inside hand to the knee. Again, ensuring the front of the neck is long, so the weight of the head is slightly forward. So don't let the head hang out back here. Chin towards the chest, curl the upper back from the floor. Let's go for 3, for 2, for 1, both sides, and then rest your head back to the floor. As the head rests, lower the feet back to the floor. This time, keep the hands in the air, fingertips to the sky. Feet and knees are hip distance apart. Bridge curl, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, and peel the spine from the mat. And then slowly stamp the spine back down. Next one at the top, stay at the top. Once you arrive here, check in, front of the pelvis is level. Pubic bone not into the nose, so it's that posterior tilt of the pelvis. Rib cage gliding towards the front of the hips. Turn your palms to face forward. Fire up the glutes a little more here now. We lower the hips, lower the arms. Lift the hips, lift the arms. Lower and lift. Squeezing those glutes to press the hips high. Just ensure that both heels are pressing nice and firmly to the floor. This is where sometimes you can use one leg a little more than the other without realizing. Drive both feet down. Squeeze both hips. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the spine to the floor. Sweep your arms by your side. Hug your knees to chest. Lift your head towards your knees. You know what's next. Double leg stretch. Everything opens, everything closes. We open and close. Open and close. For 3, 2, last 1. Rest your head back to the floor. Feet back to the floor. Tuck your thumbs under your buttocks. Shoulder blades are flat, chest is open. Legs float to tabletop. Straighten your legs into the air. Hip lift. Attempt to lift the backs of the hips from the floor. Press the palms down. We lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, last 1. Bend your knees, rest your feet down wide, take your window wipers again, let those knees fall from left to right. Feel those hips starting to get a little bit more mobility now. And then when you're ready, feet back to hip distance apart. So again, coming back to the bridge curl, you'll bring the arms back up into the air. You might actually bring the feet just a little bit closer to each other. So just a tad closer. You'll tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, and roll on up. Now, once you get to the top here, this is where optionally, first thing this morning, it's too much with the hands in the air. Just bring the hands back to the floor. So left leg will float. You'll tap the toes of that left foot to the floor. So feel the strength in that right rounded buttocks, keeping the pelvis nice and stable. Again, you're just floating from the ball of the left hip. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Keep the leg in tabletop and straighten the leg into the air. Flex the foot lower halfway, point the toes, return. Flex and lower, point and return. For 3 and point. for 2, and point, and 1, and point. Bend the knee, lower the foot. Been a while there, guys. Keep those hips nice and high. Right leg floats. We tap the toes. So if the stability is not good, keep the hands on the floor. That's a better place for some of you. Otherwise, hands in the air for the challenge. Hips stay high, left glute firing. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Keep the leg in tabletop, straighten the leg into the air, flex the foot halfway, point the toes, return. So stable and strong through that left hip. Keep the hips high. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Bend your knee, lower the foot, lower the spine, hug the knees into your chest. Give the lower back a nice big squeeze. So good. Let's bring that head up towards your knees. Float the legs back to tabletop. Reach your hands above your knees. Reach, reach, reach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs and reach, 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 reach. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2. Scissors. Hold behind one calf. Single straight leg stretch. We slice those legs in the air. Anchor the pelvis, slice the legs from the ball of the hip joint, shoulder blades are lifted, long and strong in the body for 3, 2, 1, both sides, and rest yourselves back to the floor. Nice work, feet back to the floor. Option to have those hands in the air, we'll keep them on the floor into your last bridge sequence here. So feet, knees, and hip distance apart. Tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes. Peel that spine up, front of the pelvis level, pubic bone nods to the nose, zip and lace up those abs. Float the left leg to tabletop. Once we're at tabletop, single leg bridge, pelvis lowers, press up. Lowers and lift. Squeezing that right glute to press up. Drive that right heel to the floor. 3, 2, stay at the top. 1, tap the left toes, right thumb overhead. Opposite arm and leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right arm back up, hips stay high. So good, guys. Float that right leg to tabletop. Single leg bridge, lower down, press up. So many good things about Pilates, but you are certainly waking up the neural pathways of your brain this morning with a lot of opposite arm and leg. So many good things this morning. Last 3, last 2. Stay at the top. 1, float that right leg, tap left thumb. Stay strong. Find that coordination. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Lower that right foot, keep those hips high. Slowly lower the spine back down. Hug the knees in, give the lower back a stretch. And then we blast. Are you ready? Head to your knees, legs to the sky, hands to the toes. Reach for 5, 4, 3, 2, scissors. Slice those legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, both sides, double leg stretch, knees in. We open for 3, 2, 1, single knee stretch, reach one leg forward and swap. For 3, 2, 1, both sides, and roll like a ball, knees in. Roll out through that spine, and come all the way up. Good job. Soles of the feet together, knees are wide, hug the toes. Flatter the knees, just regroup, find your breath. Now I know how it feels for you guys when you roll out of bed at 6:01 and just come to your mats. You're doing so good. Love your commitment, guys. Love seeing you all roll in first thing in the morning. Let's take those legs nice and wide, feet are flexed. Are you ready? Spine stretch forward. So feet flexed, legs long, thumbs to the sky, spine straight. If you can't sit with the spine straight, bend your knees and just lengthen the spine first. All right, again, one segment at a time. Chin to chest, roll down, duck in and under that low ceiling, reach those hands forward, then scoop through the bellies and stack the spine, sit back up nice and tall. Think about those individual bony segments of your spine rolling forward one segment at a time. Really move to nourish and love your body. So feel your body here, one segment at a time, using your out breath to reach those arms forward, stacking the spine and sitting up nice and tall. So really recognizing that your intentions to do a practice like Pilates is just to get the best and most efficient movement out of your body, to understand your body, to listen to your body, to care for your body. Allowing yourself to do the work, to help your body do what it's designed to do. It's designed to heal itself, but sometimes we need to pay attention and listen to what the body is telling us. But something like Pilates just puts you into good mechanical alignment, strengthening what gets tight, strengthening what's weak, evening things up from top to bottom, left to right, front to back. Let's go once more. Next one forward. Stay forward. Hold your first point. So again, it might be the shins, it might be the ankles. Again, just hold where you hold in your body. To gently deepen the stretch, you might encourage the front of the thighs to flex. You might scoop the belly a little more to the spine, and then with the out breath, bend the elbows and fold a little deeper. And then you'll start to gently release. As you release, bend your knees. So we're going to stay in a seated position here. So I want you to sit up nice and tall. Sit bones are anchored to the floor, spine long. Fingertips just rest behind your ears. Elbows are nice and wide. Don't flare the ribs. Keep the ribs connected towards the front of the hips. Take your inhale. Twist to one side. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. So again, with the knees bent, taking the pressure off those hip flexors, you want to just make sure that the spine is rotating, not movement of the pelvis, so no shimmying of those hips. The knees should remain really still as you twist from your waist here. Twist. Again, energetically, think about that crown of the head lengthening to the sky, so you're bringing nice length to that spine as we twist from left to right. Twist, twist, rinse out that waist, once more both sides. And then as you come back through center, arms out into a T, straighten the legs once more, inhale, center. Exhale, twist, little finger, little toe, reach twice, back through center. Twist and reach, reach. So it's little finger of opposite hand soaring off that little toe. The back hand, turn the thumb to face down. So the pinky finger of your back hand is facing the sky, and really reach that arm back behind you. So you're giving that shoulder some rotation, reaching out of the waist. Flex and rotate here. Reach, reach. Use the double exhale. One more, both sides. So you come back through center. Arms back to center. Roll down once more. Chin to chest. Roll down through the spine. Reach. And then sit back up nice and tall. Two more. Chin to chest. Roll on down. Reach. Sit back up nice and tall. Once more. Chin to chest. Roll on down. Reach. Hold your feet, your shins. Big full breath. And gently release. When you're ready, we're going to come to our side. So as you come to your side, grab a pillow for your head or your yoga block for your open book. So as we come down to our sides, lie with your shins lined up to the front edge of your mat. So don't have the feet back, bring the feet forward as well, knees and feet in line with the front edge of your mat. Stack the palms in front at shoulder height. Inhale, take that top arm back behind you. Continue with the rotations of the spine. Exhale, bring that arm back in front. Feel the trace of the line along your arm and your chest. That's just providing some sensory input from the body to the brain, allowing you to move from a safe and relaxed space. Keep those knees glued together, encouraging the rotation from the spine, not from the pelvis. Once more here. Rainbow arch, up and overhead. Up and overhead, back in front. Inhale overhead. Exhale back in front. 2 more. Next time it's back behind you, keep it there. Elbow bent, palm faces up. Feel the stretch in your chest. Chest, little stretch into the waist. Keep that top knee glued to the bottom knee. 1 more full breath. And bring that arm back out in front. We're coming straight to the forearm this morning. Place it beneath your shoulder. Press the floor away. Take your feet, your heels back behind you so they're in line with your sacrum, your tailbone. Remember, no sinking into the shoulder. Straight and push that floor away. Rib cage connected to the front of the hips, so no flaring. Keep the ribs in. When you're ready, feet lift, plan. And again, just allow yourself to find that strength in the supporting shoulder. So there's that feeling of pushing the floor away, starting to activate those muscles that stabilize around the shoulder. Keep the corset wrapped around your waist. Squeeze those heels. And again, with a hand here resting on the pelvis, there should be no movement under your hand. Your hand is just there to check in, making sure that you're moving from the ball of your hip joint. Underside of the body is strong. Squeeze the heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rest the knee, rest the feet, leg long, toes point, tap and lift. Belly to spine, keep pressing the floor away through that supporting forearm. Zip and lace up those abs. Nice control, long straight leg. Think about those long lean muscles in the body. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the leg up parallel to the floor. Kick forward with a point. Flex and come back. Forward with a point. Flex and come back. Imagine that top leg is sliding across the tabletop. Keep it lifted. Belly switched on. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last 1. Leg comes back. Toes point. Circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the top knee, meet the bottom knee. Take the bottom elbow slightly closer to you. Top hand to the sky. When you're ready, lift and lower. Lift the hips, lower. Press the floor away through that supporting forearm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips, top hand to behind your head, top elbow taps bottom wrist. Rotate that torso, tap and open, tap and open. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last 1. When you're ready, straighten the bottom arm, pick up your bottom hip, top hand to the sky, open. Push the floor away now through that supporting arm, strong through the wrist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top leg long, toes point, tap and lift. Keep it strong. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the leg lifted. Kick forward with a point. Flex and come back. 3, 2. Last 1. Keep the leg lifted, toes pointed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Resting down. You're wondering where I was going this morning. This time we're stretching the bottom hip. So which hip was beneath you? Mine was the left one. Cross that leg over. Give that hip a stretch. Long pull through the spine. Look out over that shoulder behind you. Open into that hip. Breathe. And then we take a beautiful open book to the other side. So again, grabbing your pillow, take it to the other end, swinging the legs around, light on your side. Knees and feet at the front edge of your mat. Glue those knees together. Stack your palms. Inhale, take that top arm back behind you. Exhale, bring it back in front. Inhale, take that arm back. Exhale, bring it in front. So again, trace the line, feel the fingertip tracing the line on the bottom arm and the chest. Moving with your breath. And more like this. Once more. Rainbow arch, up and overhead, inhale. Up and overhead, out and front, exhale. Feel that rotation of the shoulder. Nice movement through the chest. Keep those knees glued together. Next time the arms behind you, keep it there, elbow bend, chest open, breathe. Bring that arm back out in front. Coming to your bottom elbow, place it to beneath your shoulder. Press the floor away, slide your heels back, hand to your hip, push the floor away, ribs in, feet lift, open and close. So again, if it's too much on your shoulders, you can always come down and just lie flat on that straight arm again. Otherwise, take time to really prepare this shoulder, pressing the floor away, strong in the underside of the body. Corset stays wrapped and zipped around your waist. Squeezing those heels. Pelvis remains still. Squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees, lower the feet, top leg long, toes point, tap and lift. Again, feel the length in that leg, extending out of the body, toes are pointed, belly switched on. Tap and lift. Keeping the neck nice and long, press the floor away through that supporting forearm. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the leg up, toes pointed, kick forward with a point, flex and come back, forward with a point, flex and come back. Leg is sliding across that invisible tabletop. Keep it lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, leg comes back, toes pointed, circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest that top leg down. When you're ready, you might want to take that bottom elbow a little bit closer to you. Top hand to the sky, lift and lower. Lift those hips, lower. Lift, lower. Nice and strong through the underside of the body here. Pressing the floor away through that supporting arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Top hand behind your head, top elbow taps bottom wrist. Find that rotation. Tap, tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the bottom arm, pick up your bottom hip, push the floor away, clam, open and close. Strong in this supporting shoulder, strong in the underside of the body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg reaches long, tap and lift, Use the strength in those hips, strong through that supporting shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep your leg lifted if you can. Kick forward with a point. Flex and come back. 3, 2. Last one. Leg comes back. Toes point. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Give that bottom hip a stretch. Cross that leg over. Give the knee a hug and twist. Now over that shoulder behind you. Breathe. And then when you're ready, guys, you'll slowly unravel. If you need a quick drink, grab a quick drink. Flip on over. Let's take child's pose. So remove any pillows or props. Some of you need to gently stretch through the shoulders. You might like to just interlace the hands and reach those arms back. Open through the chest and shoulders. And then when you're ready, release the arms and slide them forward, letting that forehead rest. Again, take that moment, reset with your breath. 3 deep belly breaths. Walking the hands a big step to the left, reach with that right arm, feel length in that side body. Back through center, big step to the right, reach with the left arm. Back through center. As you come through center, roll through to all fours. Just crawl towards the top edge of your mat. Fingers are spread nice and wide. So from here, let's work the upper body first. So you want to let your chest lower, keep the arms straight, and then push the floor away, shoulder blades glide open. So think about the movement of the shoulder blades. The shoulder blades glide towards the spine and then glide away. So there's no rounding and arching in the upper back, it's just the shoulder blades squeezing together and the shoulder blades opening. So they're opening and closing like sliding doors on your upper back. Just get some movement around. There's lots of muscles that attach around your shoulder blades to shoulders, the neck, connecting to different parts of the spine. So just allow yourself to mobilize here. And then you want to have this sense now of just pressing the floor away, the shoulder blades are lid open, chin is slightly tucked, back of the neck is long. Check in with the pelvis. So take some anterior and posterior tilts here. So it's tilting down and tilting back. So allow yourselves to explore that movement. You're tucking the tailbone under and then letting it lift up. So allowing the low back to arch, the low back to flex. But it's that movement of the pelvis tucking under. No movement through any other areas of the body though. So keep that feeling of pressing the floor away through the upper body. It's like a little half cat-cow. And then you want to find that posterior tilt. So tuck the tailbone under, draw the belly to spine. So this is why we say tabletop raise, the spine is long here. And then you want to tuck the toes under, lift the knees an inch and hold. Keep pressing the floor away. You'll brace through the entire midsection now. Hold strong for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees, unravel the toes. Same thing again, but with the front of the feet flat. If you can't do that, you tuck the toes under again. So we lift the knees and shins, hover and hold. Press the floor away. Just see how much that chest is dropped. So push the floor away. Shoulder blades slide open. Belly pulls to spine. Imagine you've got a little waistcoat on. All those muscles of the waistcoat are firing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down. Step one leg at a time back. Take your high plank. Press that floor away. Upper back strong, chin tucked, hold for 3, 2, turn your toes to a one side and rotate the bottom hip through, side plank. 3, 2, and 1 to high plank. Turn your feet to the opposite side, hold side plank. 3, 2, and 1 back to high plank. From high plank, lower down to your knees, feet and knees together, unravel the toes, child's pose, bottoms to your heels. Fingertips are reaching forward. Nice deep full breath in. all the way out. And then if you've got one for one, come forward, elbows bend, close to the side body, tricep, dip, dip, and push back to child's pose. Roll through, elbows in, chest lowers, press back. Roll through, bend the elbows, lower the chest, press back. Continue finding form, control, belly stays on, neck stays long, elbows stay tucked in for 3 more, for 2. Next one forward, come all the way down. So keep those hands beside your chest, keep your legs together, toes pointed, draw the belly up towards the spine, let those hands hover, and when you're ready, reverse crunch, lift the chest, lower. So hands are off the floor, activating the muscles of your back, lift and lower. 5 and lower. 4 and lower. 3 and lower. 2 and lower. 1, stay up. Keep the chest lifted, find your letter Y, shoot your arms forward, wide, and then letter W, elbows in, palms are facing down, letter Y, shoot the arms forward, letter W, bring the elbows in, keep the chest lifted, keep moving the arms this way, it takes a lot of strength. Last 3, last 2, last 1, hands beneath you, toes tucked, high plank, bottoms up, down dog. Find your breath. Big breath in, all the way out. Walk your hands to your feet. Once you get here, soften the knees, roll up through the spines. Going down again, chin to chest. Roll down through the spine, 1 segment at a time. Walk your hands forward. Take them wide on your mat. Ready for your push-ups. You can stay on your toes or lower to the knees. Let's go 5. Elbows out, 45 degrees. For 4, keep the belly to spine. 3, 2, 1. Unravel the toes, child's pose, bottoms to heels, arms long. Full breath in. All the way out. Roll through all 4s, tricep dip, lower the body to the floor. Legs together, belly to spine. Shoot your arms forward, thumbs face up. Bellies to spine, arms hover, chest lift, thighs lift, you swing. Opposite arm and leg. Feel the strength of that washboard belly beneath you. Legs and arms swimming, opposite arm and legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose. Bottoms to heels. Let the elbows rest. Take a big breath in. All the way out. Nice work, guys. Roll through all 4s. Last time, tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Take the down dog. Drop the heels towards the floor, long your body, take a big stretch. You might want to take those feet to the edges of your mat, hands to the edges of the mat. Find a big stretch. Walk the hands to your feet. Keep the feet wide. Just take a moment, dangle here, let the head fall heavy. You'll walk the hands around to the outside edge of the right foot. And then back around through center, walk them to the outside edge of the left foot. And then coming back through center, you'll soften those knees and roll up through the spines. Give those shoulders a little roll. We're going to come to our mermaid position at the top of your mat. So just walk to the top of your mat, genie your arms. Oh yes, because we're practicing Pilates style. We come down to the mat once more. Once you come down, left foot in, right foot out. So the shape will look like this. Left foot is in, right foot is out. Take your right hand to your left knee. Take a big side stretch, reach that left arm over. Breathe into that side body, open up into the spaces between the ribs. And then you'll gently release and slide that right foot back. Find your pigeon as you fold over that front hip. Again, adjust the position of the knee. You can take the strain out of the knee by sliding that heel a little closer to your right groin. If you want to deepen the stretch, you slide that left foot further forward, but just be mindful of how those hips are feeling this morning. And again, as you come forward, you can come down to the elbows, you can come down to the forehead, or you can stay upright. You decide where you need to be. Stretching into those hips, just let the weight of both hips sink to the floor. And then you'll rest the weight of your body into the left hip. Swing your right leg forward, right leg is in front, left foot is back. So take that mermaid position to the opposite side. Hold the right knee with your left hand, and then take that right arm overhead. It's a big side stretch. And then gently release, slide that left foot back, fold over those hips. And again, your right foot could be closer to the groin, less strain on the knee, and or slide that right foot further forward. You can stay upright. You can come down to the forearms, come down to the hands. Just take shape that feels good for you here this morning. Find your breath. And then you'll sit the weight into that right hip and swing your back leg forward. So now that the legs are out in front, we're rolling down from here. So some of you need that pillow for the small of your low back. Grab your pillows now. Feet and knees are hip distance apart, arms are out in front. You want to tilt through the pelvis, lower the spine, one segment at a time, and take those arms overhead. Arms up, chin to chest, and curl back up. So again, articulating our spine. Remember, just allow yourselves to grab that cushion if you need to. Placing the cushion in the small of the back will really help if you find that you're straining too much to press yourselves up. Flexing through the spine, lowering down. Flexing through the spine, curling back up. Last two. Last one. You'll stay flat. Bring those arms back by your side, palms face down, lengthen your right leg, float your left leg to tabletop. Straighten that left leg into the air, leg circles, left leg across your body, down and up, across your body, down and up. Belly to spine, feel the stability and strength in the body. Last three, last two, last one. Hug that left knee to your chest. Release. Left leg reaches long, right leg floats, right leg straight, palms to the floor beside you, right leg across your body, down and up. Bracing through those abdominals, open through those hips, strong through that core. Last three, last two, last one. Hug that right knee back in towards your chest. Give it a nice big squeeze. As you bring both knees towards your chest, we roll like a ball, forward and back. Try and hug everything in nice and tight. And then we're taking our teasers this morning. Sit perched on those hips. You can either hold behind the thighs, lift the chest, or hover the arms. Can you do it? One ball, one teaser. Roll back. Come up. Roll back. Come up. Roll back. Come up. We've got one more. And then you're going to hold your teaser at the top. Chest is tall. Remember with the teaser, if you've got the legs, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. 3, 2, and 1. Lower it back down. Take your seal. Soles of the feet together. Flatten those knees. Oh, great job this morning. When you're ready, you're going to grab those straps, grab your blocks, and we're going to lie it back down. So have everything close to you. You'll pop the strap over the ball of your left foot and lie on back. So left leg will come up, right leg will run long, head, neck and shoulders nice and relaxed. Let's just take a moment to shut down the eyes and breathe into these legs. With the leg in the air, feel that low back pressing down to the floor. Keep the back of that left hip anchored. And then just ever so gently, some of you might want to even just sway that left leg, just feeling along which line you feel a deeper stretch. You maybe want to hang out there. Just breathe. You'll then take the strap into your right hand, pull the leg across your body. Feel that stretch into the back of your left hip. If you need to bend the knee, you can. Let the low back twist so you've got a rotation through your spine as well. And then you'll bring that leg back to center, swap hands, take the leg over to the left. Again, keep that back, the back of your right hip pressing to the floor, open into that left inner thigh. Slowly release, bringing that leg back to center. Bend your knee, release the strap. Give yourself a moment, just feel down that left leg. So good. Right leg comes up. Strap over the ball of the right toes. Head, neck and shoulders nice and relaxed. Just let that low back again rest to the floor. Keep the back of the right hip anchored. And maybe a little sway. Just observing any differences, maybe from one side to the other. Breathe gently. When you feel like there's a line that you take that needs a little bit more love, just stay there. As you take the strap into your left hand, pull the leg across your body, right arm pops out to the side. Again, letting that low back twist. Big stretch. And then you'll slowly bring that leg back to center. Swap hands, take the leg out to the right. Lower the leg close to the ground, but don't let it rest on the ground. Keep the back of that left hip pulling to the floor, and then just deepen the stretch through the inner thigh by pulling the leg a little further up and around towards your head. And then you'll bend your knee, bring that leg back to center, release your strap. Reset those hips and knees bent, feet flat, gentle lift and lower of those hips. And then when you're ready, straighten those legs back to the floor. Take a moment, just appreciate the stretch down both legs. Time to stretch that spine with your blocks or your pillows or your bolster, whichever you prefer. Some of you have your foam rollers at home. Feel free at this point. You might even want to just lie lengthways on your foam rollers. So I use one block here at home. So I place the block just under my shoulder blades. Some of you might want to still run the block lengthways and have a pillow to support your head. So placing a pillow or a block just under the shoulder blade, so it's about bra line. And then you let that upper back fall back over the blocks. Arms can either come out to the side, you may even want to take them overhead. Just decide where you need to be. And then the legs may in fact come back to butterfly. So the soles of the feet together, knees wide. And just letting your body rest over your blocks or pillows, or rollers, or bolsters. Just take a moment, shut down the eyes, just be in your shape here. Try and stay present here for 5 consecutive breaths. And then you'll start to slowly bring the knees together if the knees wide. Slowly come back to your side. You might gently roll to a side or lift up off your blocks and or props, remove them and take a moment to lie flat. You can keep your knees bent, just let the spine reset to the floor. And then with 1 or 2 blocks or your pillow, bend your knees, lift your hips, slide the block or pillow under the back of your pelvis like a little platform for those hips. And then you'll straighten those legs. So with the legs straight, this is a passive stretch for your hip flexors. Just be mindful that you're not getting too much compression in the low back. If you are and you're on 2 blocks, come back down to 1 block and or maybe a soft bend in the knees. And then just with time, maybe trying to straighten those legs. And again, you can keep your arms by your side. You might want to take them overhead so you just decide where you feel like the body needs to be. And then if some of you have time, you might come back to 1 block if you're on 2. You'll bend your knees and just allow yourselves to elevate those legs. So let the legs come up into the air. Again, just to allow, so just adjust the block if you need to, make sure the back of the hips are supported. Just to bring that restoration to the nervous system before you now officially begin your day. So letting those legs just simply hang. Again, with the legs hanging, just explore 3 deep conscious breaths. And then you gently bend your knees, tippy toes come back to the floor, lift your hips, remove your props, and then take that moment. Just lie with the legs long. Let your arms rest where you feel comfortable. Take a moment to let that body rest once more to the floor. And as you're resting to the floor, just take a moment to explore 3 breaths here with every exhale, feeling the weight of your body rest. And then you might like to gently bring 1 hand to your heart, 1 hand to your belly. As you've heard me say before, as you've heard me say throughout class, work out because you love your body, not because you hate it. So in this moment, with appreciation and gratitude, with love for your body, take a nice deep full breath in. All the way out. Let that smile melt across your face. Reach those arms overhead, wriggle those fingers and toes, blink those eyes open.